Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining here today. I hope you're all doing well. It's a little bit of a different video. I'm here in the car just waiting. So I figured I'd go ahead and come on, make a video and just talk with you guys and just share some of the experiences that I've been having recently. We'll also talk a bit about some of the updates for Cardano. So there's a lot of things happening. Charles did an AMA the other day and he was in Africa and giving us a bit of an update. So I just wanted to talk a bit about that, some of the things that I'm looking forward to. A lot of the conversations I'm seeing online now are also going to be about how we can actually scale Cardano. So I just wanted to share some ideas there as well. To start things off, recently what I've been seeing is a lot of scams. It's really unfortunate. I'm on Twitter a lot. I'm of course on YouTube, and between the two platforms, there's so many people who are impersonating me, who are actually reaching out to people who I follow and who follow me and pretending to be me. And these people are unfortunately falling victim to these scams. So one thing I wanted to start off with is just say, if you come across any of these scams, please be careful. You can definitely reach out to the legit KAIZN crypto. My DMs are open, and pretty much that would allow you to at least just say, hey, this guy's impersonating you. A lot of people have done that already. So thank you to everybody who's helped to bring this to my attention. I saw just yesterday that somebody had sent ADA because the person who was impersonating me said that they were going to promote this CNFT project on my YouTube channel. So things like that, Telegram as well. We had somebody who joined our Telegram chat. He needed help with a wallet support, and the Telegram group which he was linked to, they had scammers in there. So the group itself looked legit, but the people who are in this group acting as the administrators to help with support, they unfortunately scammed this guy. Basically, it was a link that would allow you to enter in your seed phrase, and that's it, right? They've got your 24 words. They've got your private key. So be careful for things like that. It doesn't matter which Telegram chat you go to. It doesn't matter who the influencer is. People are shisty. They're out there. They are going to take from you what you have if you are not prudent, if you are not being vigilant. So please be careful. What I would say is, for anybody who come across any of these scams, please, if you can, block, report. I'm currently in contact with Twitter. It's just crazy to get support from these people if you're ever experiencing any issues. I applied to get verified on Twitter, but just rejected automatically. So, I'm just going to keep on trying. And for anybody who's able to help support by reporting and blocking these scammers, really do appreciate that. Another lesson that I've learned just from the experiences that I've been having recently is, if you're going to be working with anybody in the Cardano community, be careful. One thing I would recommend is don't pay for any work that you're going to need for your company, your business up front. Make sure you get that work done and then you pay for it, right? You don't want to be the person who's constantly fronting people money and then all of a sudden those people don't deliver. And I've definitely had that experience a couple times, so I just wanted to share that with you as well. Trust is definitely earned. Do not pay these people up front, because you never know, they're going to come up with some excuse why it can't be done, and then all of a sudden you're out that money. So be careful there. Just some of the recent experiences that I've been having, I wanted to share with you. Hopefully will help you better navigate this crazy world of cryptocurrency. But to get into the Cardano news, so lots of cool stuff happening. Charles had his AMA, which was really cool to see. He gave us an update from Africa, so he's touring a whole bunch of different countries there. It was really nice to see the announcement of the partnership between World Mobile and IOG. So they're actually working in Zanzibar to set up this infrastructure so that there is connectivity for these people in the developing parts of the world. And I'm excited to see how they progress with that. I think it's a big deal that IOG is the one who wants to help bank the unbanked, right? And World Mobile is trying to do the whole connect the unconnected thing. So there's a lot of synergies there between the two companies. So I know that Charles Hoskinson is working very closely with Mickey Watkins, who's the CEO of World Mobile. And it's really exciting to see those updates as well. One of the conversation topics that has been coming up a lot is, with all these CNFT drops and then with things to come very soon on Cardano, such as DeFi, how are we going to be able to scale the network? I think that's been a very prominent topic recently within the conversations from the community. And I think a lot of it comes to what are the different off-chain solutions and what are the different on-chain solutions. If we think about what's been happening recently with some of these NFT drops, we see these NFT drops that are happening simultaneously, and it's pretty much clogging up the network, right? We'll see that transactions are just pending. So they're not canceled or anything like that, right? There's something called a mempool, and this mempool is where all these transactions go. Basically, a way to store these transactions as they come into the blockchain so that they can be validated by stake pool operators. And that's a way for us to think of why we are using the UTXO model, how we can get to the point of being able to facilitate thousands of transactions per second. So I think one of the suggestions a lot of people have been thinking of is, well, if we have this UTXO model, one thing we could possibly do is increase the block size to help the network scale to meet the demands of the number of transactions, which we'll see in the future increase. And I was listening to a Twitter Spaces, Sebastian Guillemot actually posted, or he mentioned a very important topic as it comes to increasing the block size. And it's that as you have more data into this block or into a transaction, right, you have basically excess computation that's required to validate this transaction. So what that would do is basically slow down the network in a sense that it takes longer to validate these blocks because there's more logic held within it. So that is an option, but then you got to think about if you increase the block size too much, then that's where you start to run into issues because it takes so long to validate the blocks or the transactions contained within these blocks. So the other option is going to be things like Hydra. A lot of people are thinking about scaling solutions. With Hydra, we have these state channels, basically, which would allow you to, I guess, run a Hydra head on top of some infrastructure. Like your stake pool operators are going to be, I think, the first people to actually facilitate the Hydra head protocol. But then you basically have a way to use bandwidth from these Hydra heads to facilitate these transactions much quicker. And then you would be able to sync the ledger state with your Hydra head so that you can put that transaction on the main chain. It's very technical, and Richard McCracken actually did a pretty nice overview of what the Hydra scaling protocol looks like. So I would definitely check that out if you haven't already. I think he did a video on it too. But then we've got also companies such as DC Spark. They're thinking about side chains. So I'm actually really curious to see how side chains are going to be able to benefit the scalability of the network. I think if we're able to get to a point where we can say, a lot of these DeFi transactions could actually just take place on a side chain, I think that would make a lot more sense than changing the parameters of the network right off the bat, right? If we actually go forward and build some of these scaling solutions without touching the underlying protocol first, I think that's probably the best way to do it. So one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is going to be companies like Milkomeda. So DC Spark is creating this sidechain scalability solution called Milkomeda, and I think that might probably be one of the most surefire ways to actually get some results, because what will happen with DeFi, these NFT drops are already backing up the chain to the point where these transactions are pending for a long time just so that the mempool can clear through. But if you think about these NFT drops combined with these swaps, the lending and borrowing that's going to happen with DeFi, I mean, we're going to have to really be thinking about how we can scale this blockchain to meet the demands of all the users on board. So those are things that I'm looking at. Of course, increasing the block size is an option, but then you've got the trade-offs involved with that. There's Hydra as well, and then you've also got companies like DC Spark bringing out their sidechain Milkomeda solution. So those are a few things that I'm thinking about. I know that there's a lot of conversations happening right now, so I think it's great to just open up the discussion and share ideas with each other. But I would love to know what you all think. Let me know what you think is going to be required in terms of getting us to the point where we can scale the network to meet these demands as more people come on board. If with everything going on in Africa too, it's just, there's going to be a lot happening. So yeah, we'll have to see what the network is going to look like as we move forward in time. But it was just a little bit of a rant here for me today. I figured I'd put something quick together for you all just to say hello, a bit of a different setting as well. Just waiting here in the car, the sun's going down, so just enjoying the day. But I hope you all enjoy the video. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Thank you again so much for watching. If you did like this video, just go ahead and leave a like for me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe so you can stay up to date for all the cool content that we put on this channel. All right, everyone, thanks so much again. Until the next one, cheers.